So another fantastic looking machine from the Dick Shepherd collection, this time competition Grand Prix machine, this one, Dick. Then
yeah, this is between 1947 and 1950, they built 159 Grand Prix. They built 9 Mark I Grand Prix. These were built between 47 and 48.
Okay.
These bikes were supplied to preferred dealers, these 9 bikes, for the dealers to try and get interest in the Grand Prix before they built 2 batches of 75, what they call Mark II Grand Prix. The Mark I Grand Prix had longer megas, and there's a few other subtle differences with the Mark I's as well. The mudguard was a lot longer on the front, and also they had a chrome 4¼ gallon tank.
Okay.
These are 4.5 gallon tanks and painted as well. But this particular bike is a Mark III Grand Prix.
Mark III. So what year is this?
This is 1950. This is the last Works Grand Prix built for Dave Whitworth.
Okay.
And he was the development rider for Triumphs for the Grand Prix. He had the very first Mark I Grand Prix. He used this throughout Europe because it was hidden up from the prying eyes of the press to test the Grand Prix, to make sure before they went into production it was fit to race.
So they were over-the-counter race bikes that you could buy and race yourself, but this is a Works one that
there was very few Works bikes, but Dave Whitworth, throughout the period of the 47 to 50, he had a few Works bikes, and this was the last Works bike built for Dave Whitworth, and this was built to challenge the TT in 1950.
Right.
Unfortunately, Dave never got a chance to ride it because he was killed on a Valicette before he got a chance to ride it.
Okay.
It's a very rare bike. Normally on a Grand Prix, the exhaust pipes come straight out the head either side. This has got a square-barreled head, the same head casting, but it's got a splayed head, so the exhaust come out at an angle. It's also got the casting of a square barrel, but it's actually a round barrel.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's also running a Lucas Magneto, whereas most of the Grand Prix ran BTH Magneto, so again, quite rare. And another thing it's got is the oil fillers on this side, so that when they came in the TT, they weren't running around the other side to check and fill the oil.
Okay, yeah.
It's also running a Mark II sprung hub. This was the first time that they used a Mark II sprung hub in the Grand Prix. It was developed in 1950, the Mark II, because of the bearings in the Mark I's kept collapsing.
Up for it. Yeah.
But also, this is quite unique because it's got the later heavy-duty gearbox in it.
Right.
This was the first time they ever used the gearbox, the heavy-duty one, on this Grand Prix. It also runs a band around the clutch, because they were having problems with the actual clutch basket spreading on the Grand Prix, so it's quite unique. It's also running an air scoop on the front of the brake. It's got like a floating brake shoe arrangement in there.
Okay, some really trick features on it then. And was this actually used in competition, this bike, in the end, or not?
Well, the trouble is, because Dave Whitworth didn't ride it, we're not sure too much of its history. We know it went back to the factory because one of the old employees remembers it being in the factory, but we think after 1950 it was sold off and possibly could have been raced by privateers, but it certainly wasn't run after 1950 by the factory. Lovely bike to have. It's the only Mark III Grand Prix with a splayed head. There is another head we've located, so they obviously had a spare head, but this one ran also Amel TT carbs, inch carbs with separate floats. So it's pretty trick, this thing,
Yeah, and I bet this would go well then. You had this on the track?
We have, John McGuinness rode this in 2016 on part of the TT course.
Oh, amazing.
We took over for the anniversary of Ernie Lyons winning the Manx Grand Prix, 6 Grand Prix, and as I say, John rode this one and he actually went over the line first.
Fantastic.
But I did say to him, whatever you do, don't let Henry Cole go over the line first, because we'll never hear the last of it. So John went over first, my son-in-law went over second, I think Gary Johnson was third, and then fourth was Henry, and then Steve Parrish we put him on a Grand Prix that's got a reverse gear shift, and he missed a gear, so he went over 5th.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys that works for us, he went over 6th. So to have 6 Grand Prix running around part of the TT course,
fantastic.
the noise was absolutely amazing.
And you can say now then that this has been ridden by a TT winner and actually came first at the TT.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, spot on.
We actually started them up at the Cregner Bar, and it's the first time I've ever emptied a pub. But we had all 6 running, and we emptied the pub at the Cregner Bar. So
what a sound that must be.
Yeah, very, very special bike, this, you know. Hopefully we're going to do more of these evenings, so if people want to come and see some of these rare bikes starting, you know, we will be starting them all, and they all run, even the 1901 runs, you know.
Oh, yes, fantastic.
As you know.
Yeah, we really enjoyed that one, but no, it's great to see it. Thanks, Dick.
No problem.